Thank you, Ziyang, our co-chairperson of MMI. TalentCorp has been with us since day one of our conference planning. They've been strong proponents for our cause, and it is with great pleasure for us to honor them by inviting their representative, Puan Agnes Maria Sam, who is the Head of Policy Initiatives in TalentCorp, to present a speech. Puan Agnes.
Good morning, and thank you for having me here. It's really a privilege to represent TalentCorp, to speak on my CEO's behalf, on the head of MDO, on Shireen's behalf as well, and on everybody's behalf in TalentCorp. I would like to express what a great pleasure it is to be with you today for this inaugural Medicine in Malaysia conference. You all know it's been led by the Malaysian Medics International, and it's one of the first of its kind to bridge the gap between life as a medical student and life as a medical professional. What is interesting to find out about Medics MMI is that you started last year, but to give you heart, in dog years, you're already 7 years old, no? Yes? So, it's really, I must share with you, it's very, very inspiring for us to see a group of young medical students coming together with the aim of contributing to the Malaysian, back to the Malaysian community. So we are very, very honored to be part of this whole effort. I was quite interested to see from your program that you have 8 countries represented. All of you, under 300 participants today? Are from 8 countries. Can I have a show of hands? How many of you are studying in Egypt? Oh, come on. Where? 1, 2, 3? All right. I'm just starting from the bottom of this page, no? If you go to your program. So you've got 3 from Egypt. India? How many of you from India? Okay. Back of the room. All right. How many of you from the UK and Ireland? Fair share. And you're pretty scattered around the room. Russia? How many of you from Russia? Couple of hands. Okay. Czech Republic. How many of you from the Czech Republic? All right. 2 in the back. 3. What about Indonesia? Welcome home. And China. How many of you from China? Okay. And of course, I presume the vast majority, Malaysia. There you go. Well done. Well done. But the reason I'm asking is when I was here early and I sat in a corner watching all of you come in, and a lot of you congregated per university, you know, the ones from each local university, especially Monash or Perdana or whatever. But I hope by the end of these 2 days that you would, mix yourselves up neat. Because what I really was taken up with is your motto, which is what? Connect, educate, cultivate. So by the end of these 2 days that you're here, I expect all of you to be all, interacting and learning from each other. Back to my text. It's obvious that MMI has taken great pains to present an interesting lineup of speakers, and in the spirit of connecting, educating, cultivating, the topics have been handpicked to reflect current trends and interests among yourselves, the Malaysian medical student fraternity. There are eminent experts covering 3 topics, I believe: housemanships, primary and specialist care in urban settings, and rural healthcare and volunteer work. The organizers have also arranged for 6 workshops covering different specialties, and I'll only pronounce the ones I can pronounce. Yes? For example, pediatrics, cardiology, and ONG. I encourage you all to echo your president's call to optimize this opportunity to connect and interact with the various specialists who are here today, who are respectively the top in their medical fields. Now, ladies and gentlemen, some of you might be wondering why TalentCorp is here supporting this event. One basic reason, well, I have two reasons actually. One is all of you are talented Malaysians, and that's what we are. We continue to be inspired every day in TalentCorp. I have my colleague Nick Yasmin with me, and also Effie or Nur Hafiza with me. And like you, the reason that we're all here early on a Saturday morning is basically the whole energy of what you're trying to do or start, the journey that you're starting on in terms of contributing back to the Malaysian community. And back to what's happening, we are living in very, very interesting times. As we develop, you notice our living standards are getting better. You notice our lifespans are getting longer. But we also see at the same time evidence of illnesses typically associated with developed countries. Professor Adiba mentioned the plethora of illnesses you can help treat here, where you don't have the opportunities if you study perhaps in the UK or Australia. But we are also experiencing developed countries, diseases, illnesses, hypertension, obesity, health diseases are all here too. And so it's clear our healthcare system must evolve to deal with the changing medical landscape. And this is where you come in. We need your fresh perspectives, your different experiences, and your talent to help improve the Malaysian healthcare system in a systematic and sustainable manner. It must continue. It must continuously evolve. And somebody reminded me today that part of your whole experience of studying is continuous learning. You went for a surgeon's conference, you were sharing with us just now, and I'm sure in the course of your time as a medical student, you'll be attending different conferences to learn and to keep abreast. And after you graduate, Professor Aliba participates, leads conferences, so by the same token, you would also be able to emulate that example. So this conference basically recognizes the need for our ability to attract, nurture, retain the right kind of talent in the healthcare sector. And it is in this area that TalentCorp is able to facilitate, because essentially we work as a bridge between the public sector, the private sector, and people like yourselves, the talent. We help the relevant parties communicate, collaborate, both at home and hopefully also abroad. We are also on a constant lookout to engage with talent to drive what's happening here at home, the so-called economic transformation, and particularly what's happening in the healthcare sector. So our basic, while my colleagues deal with students like yourselves, with scholars, the JPA scholars, part of our emphasis also derives from one of the core programs that TalentCorp started with, the Returning Expert Program, and basically dealing at the level of experienced professionals, attracting them and to attract them to come home to contribute to the Malaysian community. So, with regard to the healthcare sector, it was an interesting development because the current Director General of Health, when he took over as Director General last year in March, was very emphatic in terms of telling us that we should focus on bringing home specialists because that's where we have a big shortage. So the Returning Expert Program facilitates the return of medical specialists with years of professional experience to come home to work. And having worked many years abroad, whether in the UK or Australia or elsewhere, they are ready to contribute back to Malaysia. And just to share with you, since TalentCorp was established in 2011, we have facilitated some 200 odd healthcare practitioners to come home, at least to be approved on the program to come home to work. In fact, two of the speakers that will be featured tomorrow, Dr. Maya and Dr. Sundri, returned on this particular program, the Returning Experts program. And other examples, one doctor who is with UMMC, Dr. Chubina, is now helping UMMC develop the electronic medical record system here at this university. And the Ministry of Health is also in the process of bringing home a hermatologist who has spent the last 10 years working at the WHO. So it's a whole plethora of professionals. I'm just sharing with you the ones that we have approved under the Returning Expert program in the healthcare sector. So ladies and gentlemen, we also have a program for foreign talent. And what is interesting is that it's working with immigration, Jabatan Immigration, to help at least those doctors in the healthcare sector who have already been working here, to allow them, if they're interested and if they have the capabilities, to continue for a longer term to contribute to the country. And I believe thus far we have about 70 foreign healthcare professionals that have been approved, what is termed residence pass talent. And many of them, I believe, are lecturing at the various medical schools around the country. So we hope they will be able to contribute in terms of developing the next batch of outstanding Malaysian doctors. And last but not least, second last but not least, is we organize outreach programs. Yasmin has met a few of you in the UK, for example, and elsewhere, to engage students and professionals abroad, along with representatives. And when we also go, when we interact with, say, medical professionals, we also try to go with the regulators, with representatives from the Malaysian Medical Council and the National Specialist Register, in addition to the private hospitals that are also headhunting for experienced professionals. And such engagements spur a better understanding of the healthcare system and how it works in Malaysia. They help prepare medical students for working life upon graduation, and the healthcare practitioners to re-enter to practice within the frame of the healthcare system here in Malaysia. Equally important, such sessions showcase numerous employment and research opportunities in the healthcare sector in Malaysia. And this is the final, but what we are also working on is the establishment of a global Malaysian network. And with this initiative, we hope, TalentCorp hopes to build a platform that allows easy access to and the engagement of top Malaysian talent around the world. It aims to act as a channel for Malaysians, or Malaysian talent, to contribute from abroad and potentially initiate conversations that lead to new ideas for cross-border business, research, professional opportunities. So, before I close, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the UKEC for sponsoring this event, alongside TalentCorp, and also, of course, UMMC for providing the venue, and the speakers and the presenters later that you will be privileged to listen to. We hope that this conference marks the first of many collaborations between our medical students and the medical community in Malaysia. And with the exchange of ideas and experiences will spawn similar dialogues in future, the sustainability of such a conference. And last but not least, our thanks go to MMI for spurring and making this conference possible. We wish you all very productive sessions today and tomorrow. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Puan Agnes, for your speech. We would like to invite Lau Ziyang to present Puan Agnes with our gift of appreciation to TalentCorp.